welcome to another episode of the Hotkeys podcast. This is our we talk about everything pop culture random in the world. My name is Mick, and with me as always,
Landon Browning.
And David Parker.
Sorry, I'm a little rusty. I haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, you missed a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was out of town.
What? No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
Took a vacation for 2.5 weeks. It was awesome. All by myself.
Where were you the first? You went and saw a movie.
You were horribly sick the first week, and then the second week he went and saw Return of the King.
Why do you take this stuff away from me?
Well, you were lying.
Yeah, you were saying you were on vacation.
I saw the movie on vacation.
Yep, Mick took a solo vacation in Spokane.
I vacationed at the Northtown Mall.
I guess you could say you took a vacation from the show.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Obviously.
He took a vacation to go throw up and get really sick one day.
No pukey, just sneezy, coffee,
okay.
bloopy. Yeah.
I think I might be
honestly
sick right now.
You sound sick.
You sound a little down.
Yeah, a little stuffed up.
Too sick with it.
Yeah, I'm sick with it.
All right.
That's what the kids.
Crazy.
That's what the kids say.
No one says that.
So, Landon, what sickness do you have?
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
you're about to have
Your
what Mick
eyes
has.
messed up.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have stayed on my vacation for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
what's wrong with your eye?
I have something wrong with my eye. That's all I've got going on. Not a sickness.
I gave it to you.
It's like some kind of like rash or something, or like
Pink eye
or something. I don't think it's that. That's
Pink eye's like
that's
kinda
in your
goofy,
eyeball,
isn't it?
right? And it's like in your eyeball, right?
No, I know you don't have pink eye.
Well,
Why would
why would you?
What are you
say, why
doing?
would you accuse that? I mean, I had to defend
Because that's
myself
probably
and
not a
explain
thing
that I don't have
that
it.
you would want to have, and that you'd want people to know that you have if you had it. Because it's like poop in your eye. Like that's how you get pink eye.
Yeah, and I don't have that.
And then
for the
listeners would be like,
I
"Huh?
do not.
Why
have
did
it.
Landon
I do
have
not have
poop in his eyes?"
I have the picture I can
He
send
was
to the
my
listeners.
favorite
of the
host.
poop in my eye?
But now he's my
Let's get them
second
to
favorite.
diagnose this pink eye thing you have. Yeah. I mean, it is pink and it's on your eyelid.
It's on the lower eyelid. I don't know if I got like an infection or something. Like if I cut it and then something got. I don't know.
Is it AIDS?
I am HIV positive.
Are you sure?
Okay, let's go back.
No,
let's go back to poop in your eye.
No. That's when you're supposed to say, "I'm HIV positive." When someone asks, "Are you sure?"
If you're sure.
Yeah, but I saw The Return of the King in theaters for the first time in like 20 years.
How was it?
It was awesome.
Did you cry?
Yeah, cried,
Laughed?
laughed.
Cheered? Did you cheer?
I cheered.
Did you toot?
Just now?
Was it?
How
was
did
it
you
the-
know
was
that?
it the extended cut?
Oh yeah, extended version.
That's like 4 hours, right?
Get away from Landon's
It was.
head.
Now, did they have an intermission?
Nope.
Wow.
Went all the way through.
Okay.
The guy had to change the Blu-ray disc though, so he was like calling from up. He's like, "I gotta change the disc. If you want to go to the bathroom, go now."
So there kind of was a very short
Just kidding.
intermission in a sense.
He didn't do that. No,
He didn't.
I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
It just went straight through. It must have been like the digital version.
Where was it playing at?
Northtown,
Okay.
in our local mall.
Was it just like a 1 week, like a one night thing?
I think it went on for 2 weeks,
Oh, okay.
and for most of the time, it was just playing in one theater. But for this one of the last days, they extended it to 2 because the other theater had sold out, and then in our theater there was maybe like 15 people in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
It would have been awesome if the biggest douchebags in the world didn't come in like 7 minutes late and sit right behind us and were like talking and obnoxious the whole time. I wanted to murder them.
Did you say anything to them?
I was about to go to jail.
Did you say anything to them?
So first of all, 7 minutes late, they come in like that kind of ramp up, so you can't see them yet. When they're walking up that ramp, one of them goes, "Is this the Lord of the Rings?" Woo! And it's like, and immediately I'm like, okay, I just know these people are gonna sit behind me, like of course, and that's what happens. They talked throughout the whole movie, but it was like broken up into like every maybe 10 minutes, something just loud and like annoying would be said with like no regard for anybody else. I was getting like so close to saying something, and apparently some like a group behind them, one of those guys said, "Shut up!" finally, and that kind of quieted him down. And so I was like, okay, maybe I won't say anything. And I did think about saying something, but at one point I was like, I don't know if this guy's like, is he like mentally challenged? Like, is this like Tourette's or something? Like, I don't want to like call out some guy and like,
that's like the worst.
Yeah.
Man. Like it would be the like.
I wasn't afraid of him.
Like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I wasn't afraid of him having a gun or a knife. I was like, I don't want to call out like, someone like that. Anyway, so the guy behind them told him to shut up. They kind of calmed down for most of the rest of the movie, which was nice. But then at the very end, when the movie's over, everyone's leaving. That guy that told him to shut up, he was like, "Hey, who did I tell to shut up?" And the guy raised his hand. He's like, "Hey, I'm sorry, man. Like, I normally don't say that. Like, I'm sorry I told you to shut up." And I'm like, and everybody in my group was like, "No, you don't apologize."
Did you guys actually say that?
I was saying it. I was like, "No, don't apologize. Like, this guy deserved to be told to shut up."
Was it in front of all of them? In front of the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
no.
No,
I was
good
like,
for you.
I was like,
I'm
no,
glad he said something.
don't apologize. And they were ignoring me anyway. But I was like, no, why are you apologizing? Like, this is the guy that's being the jerk here. You don't have to apologize for that.
Movie etiquette is not. It's just a lost art.
It's completely forgotten.
Now,
one of the many victims of COVID. Because after that,
like, it was before too. I mean, there's just.
I think a big part was that people hadn't gone to movie theaters for a really long time, and they came back thinking it was like their own private living room.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's for every movie. Like, and if you show up to like some Pixar movie and it's like opening weekend and there's a bunch of kids, like you have to, you know what I mean?
Temper your expectations.
It definitely depends on the movie. And I don't mind like occasional like laughing out loud or like even clapping at certain things or something. But when it's like, oh, is that the ring on his finger? And for like a movie that's been out, like this was like
to go to this, you had to have probably heard of this. This isn't like you were just wandering. Like
it seemed like they wandered into a random theater and just started heckling. Yeah, that's what it really came across. Because this was like a special event. It started at like 7. It's a 4-hour movie, so it's like I feel like if you're gonna be there, you really, really want to be there.
Yeah.
So it was just like, what? Like, why are you doing this in this type of experience? Like. Maybe like they were trying to get in the other theater and it was sold out. So they're like, hey, let's go be a-holes in this theater. I don't know. But it was like, it didn't ruin my experience because it was still really cool seeing one of my favorite movies of all time in the theater again. It was a very fun experience, but man, I wanted to kill them.
And it's too bad because like, even if you got them to stop, you're already riled up to a point where like now you can't enjoy it as much. Yeah. It's already been like when we went and saw The Last Jedi Last
Jedi.
And there was some lady on her phone the entire movie next to me. Like, and that was like a midnight showing.
She was in her bathrobe
with like
on her phone
wine.
with a glass of wine.
And it's like at first, like I'm like, okay, like you showed up to this, like so you had to have bought a ticket in advance for this, like because I think the show like it was almost sold out, if not sold out. So it's like you didn't just wander in here, and you're on your phone the entire movie. Like the phone's bright too. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were checking. They were just like dicking around on their phone. Like
that was the other thing. The guy walked in with his flashlight on.
Oh my god!
On his phone.
Oh my god!
And it's like, do you not notice that there's like little lights lit up on the stairs so you don't fall? Like that's what they're there for. And he had it on when they were sitting down, and they're right behind us. So I did turn around and just like stare at them. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, I'm like.
Really? Like
when that lady, that's the only time I've ever said somebody that one. Like, yeah. And she still did it. She's like, she acted like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then like, it was like 20 minutes later, she's like just doing it more subtly. It's like, you can see it. Everybody can see you. Yeah. Like if you're like in the front, like you can't be subtle about it. Everybody sees you. Like you're making me really angry. I'm getting close where I'm not going to be nice to people anymore when they start like, and I'm not going to be polite when I call them out, and I'm going to be loud, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to be like, look here, face, like turn your goddamn phone off, you mother, like
why did you not censor this?
I don't know. I calm down a little bit midway through that, but like I'm gonna be and if they don't, then I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk out of the theater, and as I'm walking out to grab an attendant, I'm gonna be like, as I'm walking out, I'm gonna be like, I'm coming back for you. You know what I mean? I'm coming back with somebody that can make you leave.
It's really like the most selfish thing you could do.
Yeah,
like I'm not paying to hear you act like a moron.
Yeah. It's
like why do you feel like everybody has to pay attention to you?
Yeah. It's like I don't know. Like So like a movie that I would want to talk during would be like a Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
But also, I know that people legitimately like those movies. Like there's bunches of fans of those. So I'm not going to go to one opening weekend because I'm not going to be able to stop laughing the entire runtime of the movie.
I'm gonna. You do that with your friends at someone's house.
Yeah, or you do it like when the movie's been out for like 2 months,
right?
And you do some matinee showing where there's like anybody that's really wanted to see the movie's already seen it, and even then, I'm probably gonna not be as loud. You know what I mean? Like
imagine like some guy. He's like, I finally saving up my money for 2.5 months. I got
a day off from work.
I could finally see Fast 17. I've been waiting. Yeah. It's my favorite franchise, and then Landon just ruins the experience for him. At that Wednesday afternoon matinee showing.
By the way, that movie is slated to bomb pretty hard.
Is it? Fast 10 or whatever?
Yeah, Fast X.
Fast. I would. What was just because the budget was blown up out of proportion?
The budget is completely blown out, and just whatever data they use, they think it's not going to do very well.
Huh. Oh, well.
Well, I'll go watch it then so that I can help those small independent film directors. I don't want them to lose money.
I've never seen a single one.
I've seen the first 5.
I'm pretty sure I know the entire story from the trailer.
It's funny because you are probably like my second or third like thing I think of when I think of those movies, and it's just because of your reactions of the trailers.
I laugh hysterically when the trailers play, like, and I love it because it's like every couple of years, like the next trailer comes out, and I'm like, wait, John Cena was the bad guy in the last one. Now he's like it's like every villain becomes like part of the team eventually, and I'm pretty sure the villains like kill like hundreds of people like in these movies, and like now they're just like
as long as they're fit,
family. Like it's like John Cena is like brothers with Vin Diesel or something.
The movies are not good, but they are like fun to watch. But they are not good movies.
Like in the newest trailer, like Aquaman shows up. Like Jason Momoa's like, he's like, you're not the only one with a family, or it's like, I didn't get the chance to have a family. It's like, what do you watch? Like, and then it's like some character that like everybody somehow knows already though. But I'm like, how they haven't popped up in the last 9 like crazy like CIA car like level like. I'll never forget
Vin
like the one part.
Estranged half brother.
Yeah, like they drive the car off the cliff in the one trailer, and then like a plane with like a magnet flies by, and like hooks onto it, and I'm like what? Like they just like what if that didn't work? Like even in like the mythos of the world,
with
like
the power of family, nothing's impossible.
One of these Saturdays, you need to do like a marathon where you invite like people over, and you just have have the movie start and just run through. And
every time they say family, take a shot.
and then you and friends can pay as close attention to the movies as you want, or as little as
play games and stuff while they're going on.
But
I would totally do that. Yeah. That would be so much fun. I'm sorry your movie experience was tainted by obnoxious people. I had a great movie experience the very next day when I went and finally got to see my beloved
Fast
Ari
X.
Aster's. Yes, Fast X. I finally went and I got to see Beau is Afraid. The day it came out, Ari Aster's third film.
Was it a full theater?
It was a smaller. It was at Northtown. It was one of their smaller theaters.
Okay.
And it was not sold out. There was maybe 15 people in it, maybe 20. I went like after work. Like I hadn't eaten, so I got like a hot dog, nachos, some candy. I ate like almost all of it before the movie even started, though. Besides the candy,
that's normally what happens.
I didn't want to be crunching on chips and stuff while the movie was playing.
Yeah.
And once again, trying to be
slopping on a hot dog.
And man, I love this movie so much. It's like everything I wanted.
How do you rate it compared to his other films?
I liked it better than Midsommar for sure. And I think I gotta watch it again, but like I think I liked it more than Hereditary also. Joaquin Phoenix was great.
Is it because it's more crazy than those movies? Like what?
I really want to be careful with what I say because like this movie you shouldn't. You're not going to watch it, are you?
I probably won't.
I don't think you would like it.
Then no, I'm not going to.
I think Dave might. It's a toss-up.
I will probably watch it. I probably won't see it
How much do you care that I say about it?
I mean, like you can speak about it. I just anything that's like big spoilers, I would probably avoid.
I'm not going to say anything plot specific.
Oh yeah. You can talk about
I will say that this. Can I talk about like maybe the tone and stuff? Sure. Are you fine with stuff like?
Yeah.
I'm going to go. This movie is really funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, probably some of the darkest humor I've ever seen. Like, I had to, like, stop myself laughing.
I probably like it then.
Yeah, like I had to stop laughing at certain points because like nobody else in the theater was laughing because I'm like I don't know if they quite got like the humor to it, but I'm like, this movie, like there's some like just deadpan, like some of the darkest crap you'll ever see. Like, and Joaquin Phoenix just nails it. Like, it feels like I'm trying to like the tone of it. It feels. Did you guys see The Green Knight?
Mm-hmm.
No, I never saw it.
You know how that movie feels really dreamlike?
Yeah, it's very like surreal, kind of ethereal.
Yes, this is like that, but like probably on a whole nother level of surreal feeling. And it's a very long. It's like 2 hours and 59 minutes long.
Whoa, and that is the longest movie?
Yes, by I think like actually I think Midsummer might have been like 2 hours 40. So by not by a ton.
2 hours actually, or Midsummer didn't actually feel like that long of a movie though.
No, this movie does. For a movie that's 3 hours long, this movie moves at like the pacing is really good. Joaquin Phoenix is great, like he always is. He just kind of plays this kind of character really well. And I'm not going to spoil. There's a bunch of other. I didn't know much about the cast or anything. There's I was very pleased with some people that showed up in the film.
Oh, okay.
The acting's overall great. The tone is amazing.
Midsummer is 228.
Oh, 220. Okay.
Beau's Afraid is 259.
And I think Hereditary is even shorter than Midsummer. So, yeah, I thought this movie was awesome. I've been thinking about it pretty much every day for at least
2 hours 7 for Hereditary.
Okay. Like it was a movie that like it stuck with me for hours after I watched it. And I've been thinking about it basically every day since I've seen it. And I'm actually I've only seen Hereditary once, and I think I've seen Midsummer twice. It's the one I'm the most excited to like watch again already after seeing it just like a week ago. So yeah,
Is it as funny as Hereditary?
Hereditary. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if there's a single funny thing that happens in Hereditary. Yeah, and maybe I don't know. People might watch it and be like, "You thought this movie was funny? You're a psychopath," which is entirely possible. But I'm pretty sure like it's intentionally like it's trying to be funny. Like either that or I'm like an insane person. But I thought the movie was pretty funny. Like also, I mean, it is like it's not for the faint of heart though. It's like his other films. I mean, there is some stuff where you're watching, you're like, oh my, like I'm like, you're like, what in the hell is going on? Like, but it's awesome. Like, yeah, I think I need to talk to. I know friends of the show. Colby went and saw it. Oliver went and saw it, and Jordan went and saw it, and I think they all liked it to varying degrees. So,
nice.
I don't know if you haven't seen any of their other movies. I don't know. I will read one thing. It's like I sometimes like for just humor's sake, I like looking up like the IMDb Parents Guide to and this is the only thing I'm going to read is like when you can look up like because they have like categories of like, you know, violence, profanity, and there's a category for frightening, intense scenes. It's described as severe.
Would you agree with that?
This says the whole film contains several sequences of strong anxiety. And I would very much agree with that. So I do not think the movie is going to make back any money though. It bombed this weekend.
What was the budget?
$35 million, and it made like $1 million opening weekend. So
what did his other movies do?
His other movies made a lot of money.
Yeah.
They were both his last films I think had under a $10 million budget and made I think like $80 million a piece. Mm. So
is there anything else like in that demographic out right now? Because I feel like it's
an Evil Dead movie, new Evil Dead, which I'm just gonna say like so. Hereditary and Midsummer are very like this is definitely you can see through lines like in all his films like that directing style and like similar themes and stuff. But Hereditary and Midsummer are definitely a lot more less surreal. Like they're surreal, but like they're like a little bit more straightforward like horror films. So I could see that they have like a little bit more mass appeal than this film would. So and you can kind of tell by like I've like looked at some reviews and it's a little bit more polarizing. Like some people don't like it. Some people think it's great. Some people are just like, what was that? Like, so.
Did you ever see The Lobster?
No, I need to watch it. I've been meaning to for years.
Okay. I watched it maybe like a month ago. It was before Bree left because we watched it together. I think you would like it. It's like, I would describe it as a very dark comedy also.
Yeah.
What else has he directed? There was something else. Did he do The Lighthouse?
The guy that did
The Lobster?
The Lobster? He did The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Oh, okay. That's
which
another,
is like,
another...
oh my God, that's another like, you get done, you're like, I think I need to take a shower after watching this movie. Like, I would describe that movie as mean-spirited. You need to watch that though. I'll watch The Lobster if you watch Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah, I'm not avoiding it. I'm not avoiding it.
Starring,
I just haven't seen it yet.
Which I think I like. I've liked almost everything I've seen Colin Farrell in. So I'm trying to think of movies I didn't like with him.
Daredevil.
What was the remake he was in? Total Recall.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that. I heard that was not good. Well, I think for a hot minute they were trying to make him like an action star.
Well, he was an action star.
Was he? What else was he in?
Well, he's been in a lot of movies for like 25 years. So,
I guess I've never seen him in an action role, to be honest. Like, I view him more. I guess the movies I've seen with him are more.
You didn't see him in Daredevil when he was Bullseye?
No, I did not.
He's so good in that.
I view him more as a like. I think of as like in Bruges and like those kind of movies. He plays a sad guy really well. Yeah, you know what, Mick? You should go see Beau is Afraid. Just go watch it by yourself. And
okay, I'll get on that.
I'd go watch it with you if you wanted to go see it.
Well, I know you would probably go again.
I would just be smiling, looking over at Mick and seeing his like reactions. Like, yeah. So I personally would give it 2 thumbs up, with a caveat that like it's not for everybody. Like, if as you're a listener, you feel like you like things that I like, then watch it. But if you're like don't like things that I like, then don't watch it. It's probably the most Landon movie I've ever seen. Like, it spoke to me on a very deep level.
On a very Landon level?
Yeah, on a very Landon level. Like,
I forgot he was on Scrubs.
Yeah, he plays like the dreamy patient that all of the ladies are into, and all of the male doctors are like mad at him and don't like him.
He was in Alexander. That was a very sweeping, epic action movie.
He was in SWAT too.
SWAT, The Recruit.
He was in Minority Report.
The Phone Booth.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of like action type movies. But I think you probably know him more for probably his more recent stuff that are more like dramatic roles with a little less action.
He was in the Batman.
I mean, like, there's action in Bruges.
You can't recognize him.
I'm so excited for his show, The Penguin. That's gonna be awesome. Did we talk about that at all?
No.
Yeah, Max released a little teaser for it.
Our good friend Max.
Yep, he's always watching. And basically it just takes up right after the Batman, everything that happens in that, kind of the play for power, and who's going to be the
city's flooded. Spoilers.
No, they fix it, don't they? At the end of the movie, sort of.
I mean, no, they don't really fix it. It's like it's flooded.
Just turned into Venice.
Yeah.
So maybe it makes Gotham nicer.
I'm pretty sure Aquaman's going to show up in the next one.
After his role in Fast X.
Yeah. And Aquaman 2 is still coming out, right?
Still coming out.
I keep like, for some reason I thought that movie had already came out, and like it just... Is Amber Heard still in it?
I think so.
Nice.
I don't know why, but yeah, I think so. Apparently there might be a third one.
There's no way.
I don't know, but there's also rumors that he's going to be playing Lobo instead of Aquaman. I really have no idea what's going to happen.
Whatever James Gunn does, I'll watch,
Oh, gosh.
He's my guy. Guardians 3.
Wish I could say
soon.
I've heard it's the best one.
It wouldn't take that much for me to admit that.
Apparently there's the first F word in a Marvel movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Unless I read that it's going to be the one that they use in the game, actually.
What?
Flark or something.
Oh, they say that all
uses.
the time in the game. Yeah, I think it's Flark or Flarp or something.
Dank Ferrick.
Whoa. Cut that.
That's it. That's the Star Wars curse word.
Speaking of Star Wars.
Speaking of that,
Mando.
That's how I described this last season. Dank Ferrick.
Do you not like it?
I thought it was a pretty bad season overall.
What?
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was great.
I was not really impressed overall. There were a lot of good things in it, a lot of stuff I liked, but when I think of it as the whole season, especially compared to 1 and 2, I think I gave it like a 7 Jack Blacks out of 10.
I did not like that episode.
You don't like Jack Black and Lizzo?
I mean, a 7 out of 10 isn't a bad score, though.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good score. So
yeah, but it's not as good as a 8.
Well, is your 7 an IGN 7? Is that what I'm hearing? So it's like it's actually
mix.
a 4.
Do you not give reviews under a 6? Like
the mix 7.
So you didn't. So you liked it though.
overall, I would say it was a little bit positive.
You can't give it a 7 then, man. If you say a little bit positive,
a little bit positive has to be like
7.
a 6 or a 5.5.
No, I'm gonna stick with a 7.
Because like I would probably give it an 8, and I really liked it. Like
I would probably give it a 7, and saying like it was okay. I think it's the weakest season of them, but overall I didn't hate it. But
sounds like
I'm probably got some Bo-Katan bias coming through here. Kinda.
Some.
Yeah, maybe a lot.
I mean, I thought she was. I thought she was really.
Oh.
I thought she was a really good, really compelling character that I think the show benefited from a lot. Because I think like you can only do like faceless, like gruff bounty hunter for too long before it kind of like runs its course with certain things with like non-talking baby sidekick. So I think her stuff was good for the season. I do think there was some stuff that didn't quite work.
Jack Black.
Yeah, I think he kind of took me out of it. that episode that was the episode 2 that had like the fish thing at the beginning, right? And some of the
that
other
was
stuff.
horrible.
I forgot about that. Man, that was bad.
Oh yeah,
it's funny too.
I don't think we talked about it with you. I think Landon and I only talked about it together. Yeah. Maybe with Will.
It was so weird. Like I kept waiting for them to do some kind of twist.
Yeah, I was like, clearly this is setting up something that's going to be like a joke,
violent
or
yeah.
But
I was ready for like the ship to explode and they all die or something.
I was like, oh no, this was played straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because Jack Black in the episode, he was toned down for Jack Black, but it was still like it took me like right out.
I like Jack Black a lot.
Yeah, same.
He is unfortunately though he is so Jack Black that he can't play a character that's not just Jack Black.
He would have had to be in like some alien prosthetic or play a droid or something like. But just seeing him with a beard and kind of a wacky hairdo was just like, hey, it's Jack Black. I guess he's in Star Wars now.
Yeah, I think his personality is so like extra, and I like it. Like I like Jack Black in Jack Black type things. Like him in like Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, like that works really well. Like, or him and I don't think I've recommended this movie to Michael, but this is something that's like
or The Holiday,
or as the bully in The Neverending Story 3.
He plays the eponymous.
Or as the arcade employee in one of the X-Files episodes.
The Polka King in the Netflix movie, The Polka King. And like that's a role that suits him really well. Like he like doesn't seem like Jack Black in that movie. But he plays the character really well. That movie's also based on a true story, and it's kind of crazy. I would recommend it if you haven't seen it. But just certain roles I think, or certain stuff, certain actors are hard to take seriously. Even if they're supposed to be a funny role, it's still hard to take them seriously, like in the world that they are inhabiting. And in that episode with that character, with that actor, I think it was just hard to take it seriously.
Not to mention that they also put 2 other cameos in the same episode. It just felt like cameo overload.
There were a lot of like big name people in that.
Maybe it would have run different if it was just one, but 3 of them was just like, okay, like is everybody just being allowed in Star Wars now? Like what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably rate that show higher than it should be just because I don't. Bo-Katan. I gotta.
Right.
And I just I treat it more like I don't have very high standards for Star Wars, so I'm not expecting that much out of it. So like when it's just kind of mindless fun, which I felt like this was a little bit more, not as high. Like most of the episodes I was watching, if we weren't trying to do it right before an episode, like I would wake up Saturday morning and pour a bowl of cereal and have a cup of coffee and watch the episode and just kind of treat it like a Saturday cartoon kind of thing, even though it's live action. So
this season definitely felt like the most Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah,
so I think that's why I just didn't have a problem with it. That's really what it felt like was Clone Wars to be. Like there's certain episodes where like that's how I was describing them to Bree.
Yeah.
Was like this feels like just a live action version of the Clone Wars, which is fine. I mean like
it's not necessarily a bad thing.
I've learned that if I want like my impeccable writing in Star Wars, like I have Andor for that. If I want something that's extremely boring and disappointing, I can watch Obi-Wan. And then if I wanted something that's just fun, that isn't the best thing out there, but I enjoy watching, that's what Mandalorian's for.
Yeah, it definitely took a step down though from the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Disappointing, and definitely with we said this even before the 3rd season came out, but definitely with hindsight now, I think it would have benefited the season a lot if they just kept with Grogu being off with Luke and seeing how Din Djarin dealt with that for at least most of the season. But Grogu really didn't do much in this season. It felt like he was just kind of
he was a gimmick
there for a cute thing, a laugh thing here and there, which it was funny seeing him in the mech suit thing and no, yes, all that. It was funny, but it was compared to the stuff he could have been doing with his training with Luke and all, it was really disappointing, I think, and it just didn't feel I think it then negatively infected Din's character, and because he keep
going
because he basically fulfilled his main goal in this season in the 2nd episode, right?
Yeah.
And he did help take back Mandalore, and that was cool, but he just felt like such a backseat.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't have a problem that Bo-Katan stepped up and was a more main character.
Don't say anything bad
because she's been a character, she's been established. She wasn't a new hey, I'm the new guy here, watch out. It wasn't anything like that. It just, I felt like it hurt Din's character more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I probably rated it too high. I just I don't know. I just enjoy it. Like I said, I'm not looking for, tons of stuff from it.
I'm looking for peak television.
And then I'm trying to think of things I didn't like. I thought the Moff Gideon stuff felt kind of rushed.
That felt so flat. It felt rushed. He came out of nowhere somehow. Moff Gideon returned. That's how it felt, honestly.
Yeah.
And then he was gone super quick.
Yeah, I was okay, and they got rid of all his clones in 8 seconds. There wasn't much time.
Have you heard the fan theory that maybe that person, that Moff Gideon that died, was a clone? Maybe they were all the clones of the original because none of them had mustaches.
Oh my
God. Moff Gideon, the real one, had a mustache. That means that all of them were
That's insane, dude. I thought the Moff Gideon stuff was, I don't know.
In the first season and the second season, I felt like it was building up for him. I never felt like he was like a Thrawn level villain, a Darth Vader level villain. I felt like he had a lot of potential. And then in this last season, it really just, like you said, it was rushed and then it was done.
Yeah.
And it was okay, I guess it really didn't do much.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Fell flat. We're talking about Moff Gideon.
Oh yeah, I figured.
Yeah,
he's just kind of blah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the next season seems like it'll get back to more of them doing bounty hunting type things.
Yeah,
the way it ends with them. I thought it was cool. They got their little house at the end. I kind of like that.
My mom has that exact same chair that he was sitting in.
Really?
You could buy it from Costco.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's where Mando shops?
Yeah. Everyone shops there. Yeah. So overall, I'd give the season probably a 9 out of 10. It was terrible.
I'm definitely rating it high at an 8. I can see that, but I don't know.
What would you rate the other seasons?
Probably around the same. I kind of like them all about the same.
But
I've only seen, you know what I mean? I just watch them as they come out, and then I don't.
Yeah.
You
don't dream about them.
Well, I'm not rewatching them all. It's one of those things where I'm trying to think you know what I mean? If I went back and watched them all now, or a couple years, maybe I could see a drop off. But since it's just been, and they're not even a year apart. They're typically more than a year apart.
Because when did the first season come out? Was that 19?
Was that long ago?
Dang. I think so.
That's probably about right.
Because it came out with Disney Plus.
Oh yeah,
and I think that launched in 19, didn't it?
It was the end of 2019. Yeah, I think it was right before COVID.
Okay.
I was wondering, and this is just a stupid, probably not true, but do you guys think was there filming, did they have conflicts with Pedro Pascal's schedule for The Last of Us in this? Is that why
I heard that he was almost, if never, actually on set this season?
Because that makes, they can film almost he didn't have his helmet off at all, right? He never showed his face at all.
I thought they were going to do it in the last, second to last or last episode when he's taken captive. I thought that was going to be a way bigger deal, but then he gets out of it. But I thought in that like instance when he gets captured and Moff Gideon's right in front of him, I thought it would have been cool if he was like, and remove his helmet.
Yeah.
But
I thought that's what he was going to say.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I would have done. Like,
yeah, it means that much to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, spends all
And
the
like
time going back
half
to, like,
of his like covert is right like there watching him.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what a humiliating thing.
Yeah, I think right now they're kind of just spinning their wheels. They need to do some different things to make the show like I guess interesting or more interesting. I don't know what what their goal is though. The thing is like with the way Grogu is, I think it kind of limits the I guess just like progression of the story in certain senses. And I like they kind of I don't know if they necessarily shot themselves in the foot, but like I feel like you can't get rid of him because he's integral to like the charm of the show in a sense. I think you will actually lose a lot of viewers if he's not there, but also in his current state, like I think he's kind of run his course for like how he can be used as a viable character without him going through some like big changes. And I know it seems like stupid, but like even him just being able to talk, I think would be like a big character thing for him. But also I think that's something where it is going to like...
It'd be hard to mess it up.
It's going to be hard to mess it up.
Like
easy to mess it up, and then it kind of can like ruin the charm of the character, which then makes them lose viewers and blah, blah, blah.
Just have a James Earl Jones voice him.
But like as I was watching the like spoilers for the last episode, like can you imagine like the story implications or like the world implications, at least for some of like for Mando in particular, like if when the Praetorian Guard take Grogu away, like they kill him, like the show would never do that, but like that would like make the story significantly more interesting. Like and that scene would like have been heart-wrenching and like everything that they had built.
They're not ballsy enough to
no, they're not. But as I was watching it, I was like man, like that would make the show so interesting. And it seems like it would have been easy. Like the Praetorian Guard are supposed to be very capable people. We saw them earlier do very well in battle, and like I didn't think they were going to kill Grogu at all, but like as I was watching, I was like that just seems like something that if they had more, if they weren't playing it so safe, I think you would have to kill him off to make the show.
You kill him off, and then Gideon gets away, and then he's hunting him, and then it's this tale of revenge. It can be Pedro Pascal, and it's revenge driven.
Yep. He did the right thing.
Because like I think it would have been kind of like Michael was saying. That I think it would have been better if like Grogu was away more than 0 Mando episodes.
Yeah.
I think it probably would have serviced the story quite a bit, because then it gives chance for him to come back, for him to have some growth. Because I think it's hard to show real growth for him as a character on screen, just by nature of what he is. Because he literally grows slowly, and so
Grogu's slowly.
Yes, thank you.
Well, it's probably like, how old is Yoda? Like
900.
So there's probably, Mando's going to be dead by the time he's even more than like a kid, right?
I don't know. I don't know at what point like the curve, how they age. I you know what I mean. It could be that they go through their teenage years in like 20 years or 10 years or something. But
yeah, I wonder what the decision making was like. So like at the end of season 2, he goes off with Yoda, and then they just the quick 180 and Boba Fett. Was that like something like they were forced to change?
So I heard that, and this is all rumors, like who knows if it's true, but I did hear that their original vision, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they wanted to do season 3 mostly without Grogu, but Disney and Lucasfilm, the higher ups, were like, "There's no way
we gotta sell them puppets."
Yeah, there's no way we can't have Grogu, like one of our biggest
toys, man.
Ka-ching toys.
I want one of those actually pretty bad. I want to put him in the spare chair and just have him sit there all the time like a Grogu doll.
I'd be very surprised if that isn't true. Like that just seems. Yeah. That makes sense to me though. Also, like I understand that. I don't think it services the story well. It probably services their brand well, and the whole Grogu thing of, being this new almost mascot for the Star Wars franchise.
Well, and actually, like this season, I think some of the numbers were pretty low compared to season 1 and 2, so maybe they should have done it.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah.
I'm going to keep watching.
I think a lot of the what you're saying with like their future plans, I think a lot of that will come to light with the Ahsoka show.
Is that running like timeline wise? Is that concurrently with?
I believe so.
Okay.
There is going to be flashback stuff with Hayden Christensen.
Oh, cool.
So
they utilized him really well.
Hopefully, they'll actually learn the lesson from Obi-Wan and use him a bit more.
Yeah, what it like that show feels like it was like just like a bad dream or something. Like I'm like, there's no way they made
it was a
bad
dream, Landon. That's what that was.
It wasn't real, right?
But yeah, I think a lot of that is going to. I think all of this like time in the Star Wars timeline, all these shows are coming together, and then with Dave Filoni's movie, that's what he's going to be doing the movie about, is kind of this time era.
Well, they can't really do anything, past that because it's all terrible. So
yeah,
I'm sure Andor season 2 will be as good as the first one, right? They hopefully won't mess that up.
I mean,
I
feel
people
like
making it. I feel like it's probably going to be great.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
and I feel like it should be, like, in terms of like the story that they're telling, it should be smooth sailing. Like, I feel like it's basically laid out for them.
Man, if they mess it up, it's like
it would be really, really dumb if they messed
that show
it
is
up.
really good. It took me a few episodes to get into it, but
I knew you'd like it.
Yeah, my boy Cyril.
Oh man,
my favorite characters in that are like that, like the bad guys. I'm pretty sure that one blonde Imperial officer.
She's really interesting.
Yeah.
She looked constipated all the time.
What?
Her facial expressions, she always looked constipated.
I didn't really put that together.
First thing that came to mind.
Mon Mothma was also, I really liked her.
She's gonna also be in the Ahsoka show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened. Does she make it through the sequel trilogy without dying?
Ahsoka?
No, Mon Mothma.
Oh, I don't know if they ever.
Don't they kill Admiral Akbar?
No. With no dang respect.
Just like blow him up.
It's like, hey, so that Admiral Backbar
Fishman,
guy
what's his
died.
name?
Anyway, let's look over here.
Yeah.
It's like, don't you realize that people care about these characters? Yeah. Freaking Ryan Johnson.
It's Reen Johnson.
He subverted.
Oh, Will's not here.
He subverted our expectations. We thought it was going to be a good movie, and it wasn't.
Subverted.
Oh
man.
Anyway, you said you were looking for a shorter episode, so do you want to call it here, or do you have something else you want to talk about, Dave?
I don't think I really had much else to talk about. I haven't been doing much, so my life is not that interesting right now.
That's cool.
I'm actually cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm cool with having like not an interesting life.
I am replaying through Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, speaking of happy things,
and
is it as depressing as the first time you played it?
It's pretty depressing.
How far are you?
I'm on day 2 with Abby.
Yeah, at that point, I was getting pretty tired of killing.
Spoilers. There's a day 2.
I'm actually there's 2 day 2s. I'm actually just about to go into the hospital.
Nice.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
How are you liking this? I know we want to. But how are you? Do you like it more the second time through?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you like Abby better second time through, or do you still hate her?
I still feel like when it will come down to it, I'm not going to like be sympathetic towards her side of things because I'm just so like ingrained with Joel and Ellie.
That's crazy. Joel did some pretty bad things, arguably worse things than what
Joel was right.
I'll cut that.
Hashtag Joel had it coming.
But I am enjoying the game more, I think, this time around.
It does play really well too.
I also have a lot of on.
Do you?
Yeah.
What? Well, you do. The game's fun to play. That's a game I actually wanted to play on a harder difficulty because
I have it on the hardest difficulty with cheats.
What cheats do you have? You can't die.
No, there's no cheat for that.
What cheats are you using?
Unlimited ammo, unlimited crafting supplies,
on hardest
one shot kill.
Wait, really?
One shot hit with a melee weapon.
You're not
slow mo to 25% when you aim down the sights.
Wait, really? You're playing with all these?
Yeah.
Mick does not play video games for challenge. He just plays video games for fun.
Well, I don't play for challenge specifically.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. Michael doesn't.
Never.
You know what? It's more realistic to have something die when you shoot it with a gun, especially a shotgun when you blow it on their head.
It's realistic to have unlimited crafting
and unlimited ammo.
So you can just use the explosive. You can just use the explosive bow and arrow like every shot.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I feel like that would get old real quick.
The fun of that weapon was when you had a couple shots, you're like, all right, I'm going to turn somebody into paste now.
I just normally use the shotgun.
Okay.
There are times though when I'm like, I remember something happens here. Isn't something gonna happen? Something like crashes through a window or something.
So can you kill the Rat King in one shot?
I'm curious to find out. I think in one other like quote unquote boss fight I had, it was like a shot and then like it went to like the next thing. So maybe it'll be like that. It would be weird if it was just like bam, done.
Wow, that was really scary.
One thing I really liked about the second game was the photo mode. I took a lot of like screenshots in the game. I don't do that with most games. But Last of Us 2, I took a lot of screenshots in that game with the photo mode. It was just a really
I think the most I used the photo mode in any game was Ghost of Tsushima because that game looked really pretty
for a screenshot.
I also had it too where like I think it was a glitch, but there was like a deer or something like standing on the edge of a cliff and it wouldn't move. You know, normally they move when you approach it. It wouldn't move, so I walked up right next to it and there was like lightning and thunder in the background and I took like the perfect photo. It was like, yeah, that's pretty sweet. I dig it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Right. Copyright. All right, well, I think that's the episode then.
All right.
Thanks for being here, Will.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.
Goodbye.
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 Hope you feel better, Dave.
May
Goodbye,
the
Dave.
4th be with you. April the 26th be with you.
Goodbye.
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 What mean thing were you going to say that you decided not to say when someone brought up Will's name?
Are you done recording?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
No. Do you hear the click? Click.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.